Welcome back, dear viewers, and of course, wishing you a very happy new year as we approach 2021. And of course, bye bye 2020 with all its goods and all its bads. And we wish 2021 to be a wonderful year. Dear viewers, as the year begins, we are reminded of many excitements that the new year, of course, brings us. And of course, of many blessings that we hope and are looking forward to. A fresh start and a renewal of our dedications to our goals. Many times we may forget to take the time to reflect on the past year and to establish where we want the new year to take us. And we're going to discuss some strategies to use to take full responsibility for the year that's passed and move forward with renewed energy and commitment to yourself, your goals, with our distinguished guest, Rania Lelah, training manager, personal development expert, and emotional intelligence coach. A very good day, Dr. Rania Lelah, and it's a pleasure to have you with us in today's episode of Nile Cruise. And of course, we need positive energy. We need your energy. We need, of course, all the intellectual points that you have, all the important points that you need to give us today. We need a lot from you today.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Rania, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
2020 was a very different year, to say the least. You know, not necessarily a good or a bad year, but very, very different for the globe. So from that point of view, from that dimension, we want you to tell us how important is it this new year specifically, especially, to look back and to look forward, again, from the viewpoint of this being a very different year, the Corona year.
Yes, I agree. It was very different year. A year full of challenges and opportunities as well.
Exactly.
We have learned a huge lesson from 2020. Very huge lesson, which is change is inevitable, unavoidable. We need to practice the art of changing. Yes. In this year, it was very challenging for us, challenging for most of the people around the world, right? Globally. That we need to cope with the current situations. We had to adjust ourselves because everything changed. It impacts ourselves emotionally, spiritually, financially, and in every and each single aspect of our life. And we have learned that we need to change. We need to be ready for any changes that may come in the future. We need to change our lifestyle, change our mindset, change our behaviors, our responses toward the situations, because in most of cases, we just react blindly toward the situation. We just react. We don't respond. So the most important thing now, after some rational thinking, we need to respond to actions.
Very interesting, the difference between reacting and responding.
Yeah.
Could you expand on that, please?
Yes. Reaction is just based on our experiences in life. It's like it related to patterns. Like if you have some, or if you just see some fire, or if you see fire, you just throw some water on it. It's just like pattern. You know deep inside you that it's an experience from past experience. But this doesn't apply maybe on fire out of electricity or a fire of boiling oil or something. Water can be a catastrophic thing to do. So if you just like hold in some seconds, and some studies show, according to organizations called 6 seconds, that your body and your mind needs just at least 6 seconds to absorb the emotions, absorb the whole situation, and to start to respond in a reliable way, rational way. So just the difference between a reaction is just going out automatically, blindly toward the situations. But response, you just have some time, at least 6 seconds, to think about the reliable and the suitable response or suitable action toward the situations.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Doctor, I'd like to ask you a very important question. Of course, the coronavirus pandemic brought us loads of knowledge that we did not used to understand. We never thought that virus that would hit the entire globe like this virus, and it's still continuing. We're not yet ending. We're going on to a tougher phase now. We're facing a lot. People, we have a large sector that, of course, got shocked by loss of very close people to them, and there are others that live and are getting acquainted to what's happening around with the precautionary measures, and may God keep them all safe and strong and capable of facing the situation. How do you compare both situations, those that a trauma took place in their lives and others which are trying to cope with the current situation?
In this current situation, maybe people are divided to three kinds. The people who fear or panicked from the current situation, the people who like feeling apathy and indifference about this, or the people trying to cope with it. And every segment of these people has their experience, or have their experiences, have their culture, have their situations, have their maybe problems in their lives. It's all concerning or regarding the maybe the characteristics of the people themselves, how they deal with the problem, how they deal with the tough and critical situations. Some people are reliable, some people feel panicked and they just going into trauma, as you said, and it's all about them, about their way on how to handle the situations. And if we talk about the right way to handle it, just focus on solutions, not the problem. Yes, I know that it has been very critical situations and maybe you have some critical problems, but altering or this shift in focus from the problem to the solutions to this problem will work wonders.
Again, perhaps the difference between response and reaction. Now, Dr. Rania, you mentioned at the beginning, and Rana also mentioned, that this year, had challenges, but it also had opportunities.
Yeah.
So, for instance, some of the challenges included financial challenges, maybe. They also included, how to be responsible enough and deal and protect those around you, not just protect yourself. Some of the opportunities might have been, to have more time with family, to get closer to God, knowing that He's the only one that has the solution for any, and not mankind, because man does not control the universe. It's God that controls the universe.
You're right.
Maybe also financial opportunities as well for some people who were, who gave themselves 6 minutes or 6 hours or 6 days, not 6 seconds. Or,
Who
to think
focus
about,
on the solutions, not the problem. Yeah.
So could you expand on that, the challenges and the opportunities, and what we should, take with us into 2021? Rana said we are in a tougher phase. Yes, relative. From one point
The
of view,
second wave, I mean,
Yes.
Muhammad. This is the tougher phase, I mean,
Yeah.
not 2020 and what took place in 2020.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm just verifying my case.
I'm not objecting.
No,
to
I
it,
know
but-
you're not objecting, but I'm
but
just
I'm saying
making.
that-
Then I'm this. I was when I pointed out, I was pointing out to the second phase that is
Yes.
coming back again.
I was just going to add that but because the vaccine is there,
Yeah.
so things might be easier. So, it's tough, but it's easy as well. So your input.
your
Dr. Rania.
motto.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe comparing between people, or in the first phase and the second phase, that in the past we didn't have the experience. It was like sudden, shocking, something happened in our lives. We didn't really know how to deal with that. So some people going in panicked, as I say, and some people trying to figure out the solutions, and they start to find and create their own opportunities. They created like online business. Maybe they make like network globally. Me myself, I personally speaking, yes, I got many opportunities through this tough period. Yes, I create some opportunities. I know more people. I know I had more work. So some people, yes, create some opportunities. Just it's about your mindset, how to focus on the problem and focus on the solutions. And now in the past, sorry, people weren't ready for this kind of things that happen suddenly and out of the blue. But now we are ready. Now we are aware of what's happening or what happened in the past, and now what's gonna happen. Now we are ready. We just, with some little preparation, some alter of your mindset, some new habits, you can do magic, even if we have this second phase, and it's a critical one.
Rania, as a coach, of course, you witnessed during this year with 2020, you witnessed a lot of people. As you just mentioned, you got to know many people.
Yeah.
Among these people, you met, of course, people that were devastated psychologically. You met a lot of people that you helped them in coaching, of course, and that you tried to turn them from the negativity that they lived into positive cases. What was the worst case that you met in 2020? What was the best and what was the worst?
It's hard to say.
I
But
know
can
you're not.
state-
I'm not asking about the names of the people.
No,
I'm
no,
just
okay,
asking
I'm
about,
just- yeah.
about the experience, because it's important for us to understand what was going through 2020 and what the people felt in 2020.
Most of cases were financially. They were affected financially. So concerning youth and old people as well. And the first thing I just say, what are you good at? I'm just trying to shift the focus from the problem that now I'm affected financially and I'm losing money and all these things
To a
to the
solution.
opportunity. Yes. What are you good at? I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What are you very good at? How you can turn this skill and monetize it? How to can get some money out of this skill?
Wonderful.
Yes. What about the steps that you want to take? How about your action plan? Step number 1, 2, 3. What about how to start small? And okay, maybe I'm afraid of failure and I don't want to fail. I fear of rejection and all these things. So what will happen if you just fail one time or twice or 3 times? What's gonna happen in your life? It's okay. People
You know,
will.
this is. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. We want to listen to you more, but you mentioned a very important point. I think I agree with you totally. That one of us gets to a point when he doesn't care if he fails. He just gets to that point. Okay, so let's be it. I'm gonna fail.
Yeah.
He succeeds.
Yes,
I mean, that
right.
usually happens when you're not scared of failing. And you say, it's, you know, it all levels to the same result if I fail. So what? Anyway, I have nothing. So you try it and you succeed.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And there is a very important point that some people don't know about. That's the first step. It's the longest and the hardest.
Yes.
Yes. After this, everything is going to be easy for you.
Yes.
And most of people just fail or don't fail. They give up.
They don't get past the first
Yes,
step.
they just give up in the middle of their process. Instead of
Because it's the
improvement.
toughest step. It is
Yes,
tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the longest one. Since
yes.
you're just over this step, everything is going to be easy. So I'm just trying to ask some questions for the people who come to
So
me.
it takes
for some help.
patience, it takes endurance, it takes
Determination
will.
and persistence and discipline. It's really important thing. Self-discipline. That I want to do this. No matter how many times I will fail, no matter how many times people will reject me, well, I will do some mistakes. It's okay. I will accept that. Acceptance is the key. Accept that you may make mistakes, that you will face some rejection from some people, some criticism from other people. Some people will mock you, will taunt you. It's okay. I will focus on my journey. I will focus on my destination. This is the most important thing.
The most important thing, the conclusion of what you just said is that people are not the most important thing, or people are not the people that we should be a person like me, for example, should not be listening to people, or should not care about people, should care about my self-existence. This is the most important thing, to be happy.
Yeah.
Let's go on and ask you a more important question, which is, of course, as we say, in the case you're looking for a way to start the new year fresh, consider changing your look, tidying up your life, and setting your goals and intentions.
Uh-huh.
'How can we do this, Rania?
It's all under the umbrella of changing, right?
Yes.
Yes. It's all about your goals. What do you want to do in your life? I want to change my look. Okay, just do that. It's okay, but put an action plan. Because if you just say that I want to do this, it's like a vague thing. It will be just clear if you ask yourself some questions. What and why,
Where?
how, and when. And maybe the most important thing is how. So what I do I what I want to do in my life, I want to change my look, I want to learn new skill. Why I just want to do this thing? Because the purpose is really important. Some people are stuck in this question. And when they're stuck in this question, they find out that it's not very important. So they change the goal from the very beginning.
Yes.
So once you find the purpose, the meaningful or the meaning of your goal, you will go to the next step. How to do this? How to achieve this one? By steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. To be clear. Everything you will in front of you will be crystal clear, because clarity is the most important thing. Once you feel clarity about everything around you, about your goals, about your thoughts, ideas, it's going to be easy.
A tip, Rania, on how do we or how can one reach this level of clarity and focus on to reach your goals?
Yes. A paper and a pen.
Okay.
And just write down the answers of these questions. What? Write it down. How? Why? And when. All the things in front of you in a paper. This will increase the clarity in front of you, because you just immediately paint some mental images in your head, your vision, your goal, your vision how to do it, your vision when you are going to do it. Everything will be here and in front of you and in your mind as well. Once in your mind and once in reality. And this will make everything clear in front of you.
Yeah. You know what, Dr. Rania, in a way or another, you're mentioning, when you said a paper and a pen, it's going back to the basics. And in a way or another, I think that 2020, and as we all said, was different. Not necessarily good or bad, but very, very different. That it taught us that it's better to go back to the basics. And when you go back to ABC, you find your way and you go. But if you, because it was, at one stage, when everything was fine, no corona, no virus, this technological revolution that the world has seen, it gave us an impression that this world is, surreal at some stage,
Yeah.
It was an illusion, obviously. So we're back to Earth. So when we go back to ABC,
Yeah.
it's much easier to go forward.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It's all about how to make things clear in front of you, especially your goals. Because I want to be successful. Why you want to be successful? I want to be popular and wealthy. How you got these things? Tell me some steps. And you now will go to the basics and see, okay, number one, I have to get some skills and I have to promote them. I have to make some programs. I have blah, blah, blah. You will just imagine the thing in your mind. Then you will, all the ideas and thoughts and all these things will come out from your mouth and you will put it on papers. And then you will get inspired by another thing, maybe by another goal. Maybe you have another idea from the very beginning. You will be inspired how to do it. Everything will be clear in front of you. Yeah.
And success leads
Okay.
to success. Sorry.
Continue, Mohammed. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Success leads to success.
Right.
Okay. Dr. Rania, on a final note, of course, the coronavirus pandemic, it's worth to mention that 2020, I don't want to say I'm opposite Muhammad when it comes to say bad and good. I did not see that 2020 gave us any bad or any good. It was a year that we learned a lot. We improved ourselves. We witnessed many things that we never expected to witness.
We discover ourselves
We
from the
discovered ourselves,
beginning.
we discovered the others as well.
Yes.
But the fake people were very obvious. The real people were very obvious. Everything, God sent us a message, a real true message. to how to take care of ourselves and how to understand what's going on, and when God decides that it's time, then it's time.
Yes.
On a final note, what do you want to tell us to start 2020 with the coronavirus still happy with us?
Celebrating with us.
It's not going yet. We have a vaccine. We don't know yet anything about the vaccine. We cannot say yet anything about the vaccine until we're
Okay.
sure 100%. What do you have to say for us before we wrap up this segment, which I don't want to wrap up, unfortunately?
Me too. Okay. I just want to say something that every one of us has 4 pillars in his life.
4 pillars.
Yes. Like the work, relationship, spiritual things, and health, mental and physical health. When you just start to write some goals and want to change your life, just put these 4 columns on a paper and try to see what do you want to achieve in each of which.
Can I add one?
Yeah.
You know, can passion be one of them? I mean, your passion, your hobby,
We
the
can
thing
put-
that really gets you excited and
We
Yeah,
can put passion under
work.
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 Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Work and passion.
You're studying with Dr. Rania.
Yes,
I didn't
am.
know that. Yeah. Okay.
No, because I worked on myself on energy healing a lot
Okay.
this year.
Yes.
Okay.
So
It's an
so
awesome
that's
thing.
why I can communicate.
Yeah.
Well done.
Because I decided at one point of my life after summer that we have to turn anything that's negative into positive. I have nothing else to do. If I see anything that's negative, I don't look at it. I turn it into a positive
Wonderful.
energy.
Yes, looking at the good around
Exactly.
you. Yes,
I look
it's an awesome thing.
I look at the good side. If you bother me, for example, now telling me something that I don't like, I look at the good side of what you said. I do
You
not
just
look at
learn
what
maybe the wisdom behind words.
Big eye.
Yes, it's
Yes.
great.
And this is one of the things that I went, I learned and I studied in 2020, which makes me proud.
Yes.
So,
Wonderful.
Awesome.
and it helped me in my job a lot.
Sure.
Awesome.
Should I wrap up this segment?
No, we want to listen to Dr. Rania's response, and she happily,
She
for
said
me,
4 pillars.
yeah, added according to Rana's recommendation,
Yes.
passion under
Work.
work, and we have relationship with others.
Yes.
We have
Health.
the mental health, and
Health,
the physical
yes,
health.
mentally and physically, because
And
all
the
these
spiritual-
4
and the spiritual,
spiritually, yeah. So these 4 segments of your life are very important, and if you just miss something from any of these pillars or any of these segments, that will affect your life. You may be financially great, your relationship are awesome, but you emotionally feel like I don't want or I can't control my emotions or something. Okay, or maybe your relationship is not very well. So you need to work on this. Just put them 4 columns on a paper and try to figure out what is the one segment you need to work more on, to put on more goals with the action plans I told you about that previously. And just one more thing, I want to say that enjoy it instead of fear it.
Exactly.
Enjoy your life instead of fear, because fear prevents you from doing anything, paralyzes you, and it's just a horrific thing. But when you just enjoy every lesson, every challenge, every opportunity, every problem, even problem, you can enjoy the problem because you can choose your problems. There are many other problems just drain our energy and our time, and they are just like noise. We just experience some noise. They are not meaningful.
Exactly.
They don't matter. We just need to focus on the things that matter and enjoy our life more than that.
That's what Dr. Rania, on a final note, we want to say that we have to turn anything that's negative into positive, and we have to
We have to at
overcome.
least try.
We have to overcome all the fears that we witness in our life. Of course, through the energy and the negative energy and positive energy, always turn the negative energy into the positive energy. Dr. Rania Lelah, of course, a training manager and personal development expert and emotional intelligence coach. It was a pleasure to have you today in
Thank you
this
so
segment
much.
of Nile Cruise. Of course, you added to us a lot of informative knowledge, which we really needed,
Yes, you
and which
did.
all the people needed psychologically, because many are hit psychologically.
Yeah.
Many went out of this with more higher morals and more intentions and more
Yeah.
passion for 2021. And I wish you a very happy new year.
Thank you so
I wish
much.
you a wonderful
Same here, Dr. Rania.
2021.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
wish
so
you
much.
more and more people to come over to your place
Thank you. Thank
because
you.
you're really intellectual. Thank you so much for joining us in
Thank you
today's
so much.
episode
Have
of
a new
Nile
year.
Cruise.
Thank you.